Let me say, the heavy bag is the #1 workout tool for any fighter or martial artist out there.
Just to stay fit and keep in shape, it has been known to be one of the best workouts for all. Now, by adding the BoxingBox to the #1 tool,
the heavy bag,
we have created something even better.
10 times better for the categories I'll be mentioning later. Everyone has their own way to work out and hit the bag, or they were taught a certain way to do it. There's no correct way, there's no wrong way. Everyone has their own way. The heavy bag is limited. There's not much movement besides what you give it. Whatever you put into it, it will come straight back at you. Easy enough for a blindfolded man to get a great workout. It's good for power, speed, wind, and endurance. Also great for drills that you can make up or be taught. All great fighters and coaches say you have to imagine a person standing there when you hit the heavy bag. That got boring over the years for me. It just wasn't right. Fighting should be fun and exciting and challenging to me and you, like no other exercise we can do for ourselves. A real fight or sparring will max out your mind and body and reflexes. That puts your fighting instincts on high. This is the reason I designed the BoxingBox, is to put my fighting instincts on high.
Okay.
This is how simple my unit is. It's one piece, you just bolt it up there, very simple and easy. You'll either go to an S-hook, to a chain, or a swivel. It's simple. Just pull this apart, stick it under your bag, and then raise it. It's easy. All you gotta do is stick one side up first, kind of sits on like a shelf. The other side goes up, clicks in. I usually put the clips on the bag, take one at a time, and they're just little bungee clips, and they go right over these little knobs. Once you got one up, it basically works. You don't have to worry about holding it, and then you can put the other one on. Very simple to put up, very simple to come down. You can do between rounds. Here's the unit spin. You can see how it spins up there. The unit is allowed to spin any way, anytime. It's like a ball bouncing around in a square box. But instead of the ball bouncing around, it's the square unit bouncing around the bag. Because every time you generate the bag movement, the unit will start bouncing once you start hitting the bag. So you don't know which way it's coming back. You don't know which way it's going to bounce. What I picture this unit is like arms trying to block. It's designed the same distance away from the bag and the pipes is the same distance between my arms and my body. You know, when they're out and around, it's like someone trying to block. It's the most realistic thing to sparring or fighting out there. And the object of this unit is to avoid these at all times. To get clean punches in. Do not let it hit you or touch you. In no way. See, I got hit there. Consciously, I want to avoid this unit at all times. Do not be touched by it. Get my punches off. Avoid unit at all times. Come around and learn to fight it. I want to avoid unit. Subconsciously, I want to be untouched when I'm fighting. Now, that's my #1 goal in my mind, is to be untouched. But that's a subconscious goal. And my goal and focus is to fight. to get clean shots in. So subconsciously you are trying to avoid this while you are trying to give the best fight you can. Big concern people have with this: what if I hit the pipes? They're free to move. The unit's very light, so it's not that bad. Think about it. Someone's trying to block. You want to hit me in the elbow? Are you afraid? This here is nothing. My elbow to hit it is a lot harder than this. And if you're going to hit me in the elbow, I'm going to tense it up to be solid. A forearm, anything, someone's head is a lot harder than this. So this is not really something you have to worry about getting hurt on. Getting your arms tangled in it is not something you're supposed to do. The whole object of the unit is to be untouched. You know, something to go around. So, you know, you got to keep your eyes open and learn to respect the unit. Learn to have that subconsciously, this is my space. I'm going to be untouched. Learn to be able to fight and feel like I'm going to be able to avoid. You know, avoid the unit 100%. You should be wearing gloves when you're doing this. I recommend some big old boxing gloves, or you can use bag gloves, but I like big boxing gloves because there's openings here. And they're harder to be, it makes you more accurate. And now you're actually getting used to throwing punches with bigger gloves on, because there is it's like a G-force when you're throwing big gloves compared to small gloves. If you ever put on a small pair of bag gloves, it's not the same as the big gloves. Even though they weigh the same, there's like a G-force from the wind, from you just whipping them around and stuff like that. So I recommend you use big gloves, avoid the unit at all times. You know, you can swing at you, avoid it, you fight it either way. You can get around it. The whole thing is, this is the opponent trying to block. So you get this shot in and come out. Fight it all different ways. This here will make you think about throwing up, down, round, around. You're going to have to move to get in on somebody. You're going to have to move to get around it. You're going to find out you're ready to throw it all of a sudden and move the wrong way. You've got to stop yourself. This is the instincts and reflexes, what it's all about. These are two individual things moving at once. You're fighting the thing inside, and you got a cage that's bouncing around in all different ways. The more you get rocking with the bag, the more the cage goes. What is this for? It's to add life to a heavy bag, because life is always changing. It's not the same. So you got to learn to go with whatever's in front of you. You know, you got to learn to throw combinations. I can throw my best 3-punch combination, but if you catch me with your first punch, I'm going back. Can you get your other two in between there? You know what I'm saying? This here will help you, because these are like arms. Because you throw that thing there, you got it moving. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn to get it in. You know, even on this hook here, I had a hook from way out at an angle to avoid being touched. Avoid being touched. You're gonna learn. You're gonna be sidestepping more, throwing from different angles. This is what it's all about. It's fighting from different angles. So what I'm saying about combinations, about the 3-punch combination, is learn combinations that work for what's in front of you. That's the whole purpose of the fight. You have to do for what's in front of you. Your best 3-punch combination might not work on this guy, because you know what? He's been practicing that all his life, because everyone throws the same 3-punch combination. Now you're practicing on something that's always changing. It's not always the same. So now you're finding openings as you move along. What can I throw? How can I throw it? I'm probably out of the screen. Yeah. The whole thing is subconsciously you want to be untouched. Clean fights, untouched. You should be wearing gloves, some type of workout gloves. I like to use big boxing gloves. The bigger the better, because why? It makes me more accurate. It makes me more professional. It's a better fight. I'm well protected, even though if you catch the unit, it's not made to be catched. You can Google search fightinstincts.com.